Welcome to Synthetic Oil Protection. I'm your host Eben, and we're back with Shawn, really good friend of mine. He's in the Challenger Club. He's got this beautiful 2012 Dodge Challenger, and today we're actually back doing a follow-up. He's done how many miles?
About 10,000 now.
All right, so we're actually just going to change the oil filter, but before we change the oil filter and show you what the oil looks like, we're going to throw in a bottle of PI Performance Improver. So Shawn, go ahead and uncap that sucker and put her in.
All right.
Let's do it. So what this is a proprietary fuel additive, and it actually cleans your valves, gets all the carbon deposits out of the combustion chamber, and it's now compatible with gasless gas caps. And you'll see the way the tip is. It's got that special flat tip around the threads. So not only can you stick it in, but you can also yank it out. So now, Shawn, just shove her in and go all the way. That's it.
Oh.
Yes. Beautiful. And what this does is it'll increase your fuel mileage by about 5.7% better. And you put it in every 4,000 miles. Now, Shawn, tell them, how tough was that?
Is it done?
It's done.
Yeah, it was easy.
All right, it's that time to put in our new proprietary upper cylinder lubricant. And you say, well, what the heck does this stuff do? It actually smooths the upper cylinders around the rings, lubricates the heads, also lubricates your valve train, and it's a very thin additive you put in every full tank of gas. And it'll get about a mile per gallon better. That's what I got on a 2004 Ford Expedition. I got 0.9 mile a gallon better. So we'll find out with Shawn's car. Now we're actually going to be putting this in with the PI Performance Improver at the same time. It's compatible with both, won't hurt anything. And now all we do is just take one finger and stick it in. Come on in, Shawn. Take a look at it. Oh, it's already done. That quick.
Wow.
And yep, this actually treats 25 gallons of gasoline. Side, but don't dump out all the oil. Just kind of rotate it at an angle like that. And that's actually letting all the oil saturate this synthetic medium. And this synthetic medium is actually proprietary, and it holds 4 times more contaminants than cellulose paper filters. So it's very, very, very good for protection. Well, let's go ahead and pop off our old filter. We just got her finger loose. Now all we do is just go ahead and loosen her up. She should leak real nice and easy. And she's nice and hot, and I got my rubbers for extra protection. And there she blows. So you'll lose about 4 ounces. And now we're going to go ahead and take off our filter. And we're going to use our towel just for extra safety. And what that's going to do is keep from getting all that oil running down your arm, which is a good thing. And you'll see how easy it plops off. And this is after 10,000 miles of severe service driving here in Las Vegas. Aha, and there's the extra remnants of the 4 ounces. And that's it. Now all we do is clean her up a little bit. Just give her a little wipe up. And now it's time for the fresh filter. We got her all wiped down. Now we're going to go ahead and slap on our fresh filter. And you just go to about 15 pounds of torque. Not that tight at all. And now we're going to go up top and go ahead and feel her up. And we're going to show you what the oil looks like. Alright, so this is an AMSOIL oil filter after about 6 months and 10,000 miles. Now the reason why we did it early, even though it's good for 25, is because it's extremely severe service out here in Las Vegas. And we wanted to just do it early too, because this is the first time Shawn's car had AMSOIL. And the Signature Series gets all that sludge, that carbon around the rings, it cleans it up. And oftentimes they get a lot of people that go, Eben, my car runs full synthetic. It doesn't have any sludge or carbon around the rings. Well, actually, there's all kinds of sludge and carbon around rings. See, when you run a full synthetic, it's not 100% synthetic, and it actually has mineral oil. And mineral oil thickens, it has a lot of carbon, the actual molecule can attach the oxygen molecule to that carbon much easier, which is actually allows for it to sludge and thicken up, and you actually get all these deposits. And believe it or not, they all end up in this filter. So now we got all this junk out of Shawn's engine. Now we're actually going to top her up right this second with some fresh oil. We're going to show you what the oil looks like. Then we're going to drive her around the block. And then we're going to show you what the oil looks like after it's circulated through the new filter. All right, now we're going to go ahead and check our oil. Now come on close. I want to show you what it looks like. You can see it's all nice and clean. So let's go ahead and see what she looks like. Here we go. Let's see what the oil looks like. So it's right there. It's a little bit below the add line. So it looks like it burned, I'm gonna say a good half a quart. So that's exactly a half a quart in 10,000 miles. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go ahead and add that oil, and then we're actually gonna motor her up, drive her around the block, and we're gonna come back and I'm gonna show you what the oil looks like. But before we do, I want you to get a really good close-up of what that oil looks like. All right, we'll be back. For 10,000 miles, looks like it burned about a half a quart. Now we're gonna add our oil, but I also want you to see what it looks like. We ended up adding exactly 1.11 quart. And then now we're gonna go drive around the block and let it clean the oil. All right, it's time for Shawn to shine. Well, or should we say lube. He's gonna put in that 3/4 of a quart. We put in about a 1/4 of a quart in the filter, and now we're gonna put that other 3/4 in. Now take a look at this liquid gold, how pure it is. Beautiful. And you say, well, Eben, how pure is it? Well, it's 100% synthetic, and it actually outperforms Mobil 1 Extended Performance by 4 times in the industry standard turbocharger deposit test. And also, it burns off at half the rate of the best Mobil 1. So you can actually look this up. I have it in the description section. I have the data sheets that show specifically. And also, it also doesn't thicken like the other oil. It thickens at about 1/4 of the rate. So you'll see there's a thing on oil coking in the description below where it talks about how it thickens and actually gets hard. And you can see it's good for up to 1 year, 25,000 miles. And 15,000 miles of severe service. So Shawn really drives his car. He does Dukes of Hazzard stuff. He's not afraid of, you know, getting out there and laying down stripes. And well, that's what the protection's all about. So if you love your car, this is what you do. All right, we got our filter all changed. We got the oil in. And well, we're gonna get Shawn's driving impressions. We'll see what he thinks.
It's okay.
That's smooth. That is smooth. Wow. How's she feeling, Shawn?
Pretty good.
Awesome. Can you feel a difference with the upper cylinder lubricant and the PI cleaner? And
yeah.
What would you say the difference is with it?
I don't know yet. We'll find out. I'm gonna turn here. Let's see. Not bad.
That's good.
Yeah, maybe a 15% improvement.
Wow.
Not bad for ripping it through, right?
So far you'd say it's doing, like, what part makes it better, would you say?
I would say the responsiveness of the motor itself is much more responsive.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
All right, so we did.
You know, just from doing that, but we'd have to drive it a little more to find out more.
All right, so we're gonna go drive her a few miles, and then we're gonna go back and we're gonna show you what the oil level looks like and what the oil looks like.
Yeah.
All right, we went out for our test drive. We drove about, what, 2-3 miles, Shawn?
At least.
And now we let her set for about 7 minutes, and all the oil should be drained down. So we're gonna go ahead and wipe her down, and we'll see what we got. Let's take a look exactly what it looks like. Now we are doing a little extra due diligence with this car because Shawn really takes his car and drives it. He's not afraid to drive the vehicle, which is a good thing. And we want to make sure it's thoroughly taken care of. So we'll see where we're at. That's what the oil looks like. We're in the middle of the safe. We ended up adding exactly 1.11 quart. And you can see how clear it is. And it's actually going to clean up even more. So believe it or not, and we've done many oil analysis on these type of oils on vehicles like this. And this is thickened about maybe 8 to 10%. So it's just barely used. And to give a perspective compared to Mobile 1, what it would be, how it would compare, if you did this many miles, it would be about 26% thicker. So this thickened about 8 to 11%. That would thicken over double. And Shawn, he's given me the bottle of honor here. This is the stuff we put in. You can take a look. And there's other videos we did on Shawn's car. We tapped his rear differential with the 7590 Severe Gear Lube. So his rear end is smoother now. And now we actually just did, we did a little suck out. We actually sucked out the transmission fluid on his car. And we're actually going to be doing a full service on it, which that'll be coming up when we're at the garage. And then we also have Eben's AMSOIL Giveaway coming up November 30th. That's a live video. We're going to be giving a $100 gift card away. And we're giving some Snap-on tools away. And Shawn's been a huge part of the channel. And what else, Shawn? What else do you have to say? How's this thing running?
Runs just fine. It actually runs a little better now. Now that everything's been done, I did notice a difference. Now, how many percent difference? Let Eben tell you. Eben is the percentage guy. I just know that it runs better.
It's 1,000,000%. All right, that just about sums it up. Thanks, Shawn.
You're welcome.
All right, let's give him a cheers to protection, protection, protection.